It's hard to get worse than this as a couple.
I kissed Jim.
What?
You burn it, you buy it!
It's either your daughter or me.
My daughter.
You gave your baby an allergic reaction just to talk to me?
This is not actual affection. This is not actual devotion.
No, it's possession.
They are so happy together that when there are problems, they don't talk about them.
You did kill her!
I sang her favorite songs.
Here's the weird thing. They're absolutely perfect for each other. Proof positive that there's someone for everyone.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. That guy waving over there.
Jonathan Decker, a licensed therapist who loves movies and TV shows.
Today, I'm going to have you rank some stuff from a TV. You already know what it is. He's going to rank romances from The Office. Office romances from The Office, to be specific.
Fantastic.
They're all Office romances.
And I'm guessing based on our other ranking episodes, I'm going from least healthy to most healthy.
Of course, least healthy to most healthy.
That's what she said.
Probably.
That's what she said.
Listen, over the 7 seasons of The Office, there are actually a lot more couples and pairings than we could fit into this episode. Like, we're not even going to get to Jim and Karen, and I love Karen.
Karen's great.
Yeah, we're just going to narrow it down to 7 that kind of represent the spectrum of like the worst of the worst to the best of the best.
Yep.
So let's do this. Number 7 is Michael and Jan are, in my opinion, the most unhealthy couple in the history of the show.
It's hard to get worse than this as a couple.
Yeah.
Man, I would love to burn your candles.
You burn it, you buy it!
Oh, good. I'll be your first customer.
You're hardly my first.
That's what she said.
That TV.
That is a $200 plasma screen TV you just killed. Good luck paying me back on your $0 a year salary plus benefits, babe.
So this is a relationship based on, it's two people clinging to each other like life preservers, right?
Yep.
When they fall into bed with each other, Jan is recently divorced and Michael is absolutely a rebound relationship. And Michael isn't even super into Jan, other than he just finds her attractive. But the moment she kisses him, he's like, I guess I'm in a relationship now.
Guess that's it.
And then, like, when she gets let go, and his whole thing is, this is my life now, and I'm living my dream, except for it's not.
Right.
I mean, there's not mutual affection, there's not mutual respect, there's not shared dreams, there's not shared goals out of life. It is literally, I don't want to be alone, and here you are. And it's that way for both of them, which breeds contempt, it breeds resentment, and it breeds this whole escalation of who can hurt each other the most until one of us caves.
Right. Is this, I mean, this seems like classic codependence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in codependency, one person needs the other, and the other needs to be needed. And what's interesting about Michael and Jan
They're both of those.
They're both of those.
Yeah.
And they do kind of this, so it's like extremely, there's layers of the codependency. I will say it yields some of the best comedy in the show, like Michael's bit about getting a vasectomy.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. You've no idea the physical toll the 3 vasectomies have on a person.
That whole bit is him doing anything to please her.
Yeah.
Sacrificing himself, and her expecting him to make her happy, and then chastising him and attacking him when he fails.
Yep.
Because she is expecting him to do it instead of being the captain of her own ship. Right. Of the main pairings on the show, this is the only one that actually qualifies as toxic.
It's, yeah.
You put Michael and Jan together and it just goes. Next, number 6 is Pam and Roy. This is after they've broken up, and now Pam's getting back together with Roy.
Remember that casino night about a month before we were supposed to get married? I kissed Jim.
What?
He told me how he felt, and I guess I had feelings too, and we kissed.
Jim came on to you?
Just listen.
No, I am listening. That's the problem. I'm listening.
Don't yell.
Don't yell?
This is over.
Yeah, you're right. This is so over. You kidding me, Pam? Come on!
Okay. It's
Jet skis!
jet skis. In real life, that's terrifying behavior.
Yeah.
On the show, it's mildly funny that his bro wanders in, has no idea what's going on, but is like,
smash some shit.
yeah, are we destroying things now? Like, this plays also into when we get to Jim and Pam. Like, the one thing that keeps Jim and Pam from being like the ultimate for me is the fact that when Pam was in a relationship and engaged, not that he told her how he felt. I think that's fine. Give her a chance to figure out what she wants.
Yeah.
The fact that he goes in and kisses her without her consent when she's engaged to somebody else is played as this big romantic moment in the show. And it is because we love these characters and these actors.
Right.
But you look at that in real life and you're like, that's kind of messed up. And I know I'm talking about this now. We're going to circle back to it when we get to them. But how this affects this situation is Pam and Roy have a relationship where he doesn't see her.
Right.
He sees what he wants Pam to be. And that's how he treats her. It's all about his convenience. When he wants to be there for her, he will be. When he doesn't, he won't. But it's a perfect example of when I tell people in relationships, when they're in unhealthy ones, and they talk about all the good times and all the good things. We see good things with Roy. We see times where he's good to Pam. But I always say the same thing. It's not about what they're like at their best. It's about what they're like at their worst.
Yes.
And we just saw the worst of Roy.
And it's terrifying.
It's
frankly.
terrifying because it's all about what I'm feeling in the moment, and he'll just tear up a bar. Like, that's that level of aggression and violence and destructive, like, acting out is...
What is the trigger that pushes him over from doing that to a bar to doing that
to a person.
to a person?
Yeah. What are you wearing?
Did you know that your personal data is sold by online data brokers?
Data brokers are corporations that collect huge amounts of personal information.
Like social security numbers, birthdays, past and recent addresses, and information about your relatives.
And package it all together to create profiles or listings with your personal information.
You don't want those data brokers out there selling your data.
Yeah, that's wise and very insightful of you, Alan.
Gottman's, accountability, man's search for meaning.
Identity theft is not a joke, Alan.
Oh, I agree. With the risk of identity theft and phishing scams, it's a good idea to protect yourself online. That's why I use Delete Me to keep your personal info private, because I'm impersonating you, publicly.
This episode is sponsored by Delete Me, a hands-free subscription service that will remove your personal information that's being sold online.
I've been using Delete Me for a few months, and it's already removed me from 318 listings from over 100 data brokers.
Once you sign up for Delete Me, you just submit your info, then the Delete Me experts search for it and begin the removal process.
You'll get a removal report in just 7 days.
And they'll continue scans and deletions all year long.
Get 20% off Delete Me US consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/cinema and use promo code CINEMA at checkout.
That's joindeleteme.com/cinema, code cinema. And what? Hey!
Tastes like Pixar.
Megan! Number 5, Ryan and Kelly.
We're really getting into the healthy ones.
I want you to tell me that you care about me. That is what
Poor
I
Toby.
want.
Kelly, I'm your boss now, okay? You can't keep talking to me like I'm your boyfriend.
Oh, big, strong man, fancy new whatever. I don't think you ever cared about me.
I never cared about you. 6 months ago, Karen Filippelli sent me an email, asked me out. I said no because I was committed to our relationship.
Well, I hope you're still committed because I'm pregnant. And guess what, buddy? I am keeping it.
Okay.
Do you feel prepared to help me raise a baby?
I can't talk about this right now, okay? After work, we'll go out to dinner. We'll talk about it then, okay?
We have a date.
The fact that you could get such a belly laugh out of a person just looking at the camera and shaking their head slightly is a testament to how great the writing and directing is on this show. Like, just...
We have a date.
This is a relationship based on manipulation, based on, depending on like where they're at, convenience. Like for a long time, Ryan's with Kelly out of convenience.
I hooked up with her on February 13th.
Once he gets promoted, he's like, you and I are through, right?
Yep.
And then she will do whatever it takes to keep him. And the issue is that she doesn't want to be alone and she wants him, so she's willing to do what it takes. But if he's not choosing her, she doesn't have the confidence to say, I want to be with someone who chooses me.
No, it must be him at all costs.
Yeah.
If I get to stay and Ryan is laid off, I will kill myself.
And Ryan, for his part, we see time and again.
I am in love with Kelly Kapoor right here,
right now, all I can think about is spending the rest of my life with her. Again, that could change.
Then in the 7th season, when she's with somebody else, then he's suddenly interested because it's about having something that he wants.
You gave your baby an allergic reaction just to talk to me?
And he only wants her if he can't have her. This is not actual affection. This is not actual devotion.
No, it's possession. It's
yeah. When I say affection, attachment, or attraction are not the same thing as love, and they don't even really have affection. They've got attachment and attraction, and it's all very unhealthy and really fun to watch.
It's so much fun.
And we get back-to-back Kelly, because next on the list is Kelly and Daryl, who I've got at number 4. And the reason they're at number 4 is because this is half of a healthy couple.
What do you mean you have plans tonight?
I have my daughter tonight. We're renting Charlotte's Web.
Well, you have to make a choice. It's either your daughter or me.
My daughter.
I see how it is. Oops.
That was cold.
The fact that Kelly is just a 12-year-old girl in 1991.
Whatever.
I went to school with these people.
Uh-huh.
And then we all grew up.
But she didn't.
Not her.
So half of a healthy relationship, Daryl, when she says,
either
your
your
daughter
daughter
or
or
me,
me.
and he goes, my daughter.
The timing is so perfect. I think the camera can't even catch up to how fast he's saying it.
And he doesn't even look at her.
Nope.
And he doesn't even think about it, because Daryl has healthy boundaries. And I love in this relationship, we get a sense of, okay, Daryl knows who he is. Daryl knows what he's about. He knows what a healthy relationship looks like. And Daryl has no problem drawing healthy boundaries for himself, but his boundaries aren't selfish. It's not a, I'm just going to get what I want. It's just, this is how I will and won't be treated.
Yeah.
And we get another great example of this right here.
Hey, let's call this what it is. It's like she only wants to hook up when Ryan comes around. It's gotten to the point where I get excited every time I see that little dude walk through the door.
Well, I just need to know where this is going.
Hey, I like you. All right? It's not to like. But you need to access your uncrazy side. Otherwise, maybe this thing has run its course.
Don't you dare walk away from me, Daryl Philbin. You are the most selfish person I've ever met in my
Slow
entire...
down. Think it over.
Daryl Philbin is the most complicated man that I have ever met. I mean, who says exactly what they're thinking? What kind of game is that?
Here's my take. They're mismatched because of their drastically different maturity levels.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that Kelly is good for Daryl. I think Daryl's great for Kelly.
100%.
Not like long term, but like as someone to date and grow from.
I don't think Kelly is necessarily bad for Daryl either, because he's so mature that he's like, they can have some fun, and he's not going to hurt Kelly.
Yeah.
If anything, he's going to help her a little bit, and she's definitely not going to hurt him.
She's using Daryl to make Ryan jealous. Mm-hmm. That is the purpose of this relationship. Not great. But I also think the way he talks to her, she looks at him kind of like, oh, maybe going after Ryan was the wrong play. Mm. You know, she looks at him and sees a man, because Ryan's definitely a boy. And the thing about Daryl, he is happy to be in a relationship with Kelly, but she's either going to obey the rules of what a healthy relationship between adults looks like, or he's not going to do it.
Right.
And he knows what he wants, and he's willing to be by himself. If this relationship isn't going to be what he wants and needs, he's okay to be on his own.
Think it over.
Number 3, now we're getting to like endgame couples of The Office.
Yep.
Dwight and Angela.
Angela.
What?
That was a voicemail that corporate left last night. They did not get our tax forms. Did you send them?
They arrived this morning.
Are you sure? It is a big deal if
Is
they're
it a
late.
big deal? Is it, Kevin?
Do you really not know? Because it is a big deal.
Everything okay?
It's fine. You are in the clear.
Thank you.
Hey, we nailed the sale.
Where were you this morning?
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
Why do you lie, liar? I'm not a liar.
You are lying right now.
Sure seems like he's lying.
Stay out of this, you. I know that you went to corporate this morning, and I know that you lied about it. And given our history, I need you to tell me right now exactly what you were doing this morning.
Michael, I cannot tell you what I was doing there. But you have to trust me. I would never do anything to hurt you or this company.
Okay, you know what? I want you to think about your future at this company. I want you to think about it long and hard.
That's what she said.
Don't you dare. I want to know what you were doing this morning by the end of the day.
Dwight going to bat for Angela and then
taking a bullet for her.
And some would say, and Pam does say, that Angela's out of line for letting Dwight do this. And that's true. And here's the thing about Dwight and Angela. I have met any number of couples in therapy and in life where there are so many unhealthy, immature, petty, harmful dynamics, and yet they keep finding equilibrium.
They keep bouncing through healthiness on the way to all of it.
It's like if there's a straight and narrow road of a healthy relationship, like they don't stay on it, but they cross over it. Yeah, they cross over it as often as they can, right?
Yeah.
And Dwight and Angela, throughout the whole series, like their relationship is infidelity. Like she's with Andy and then Dwight's cheating with her on the side. Like there's a lot of secrecy, there's a lot of lies. Like there's so many things where on the surface of it you could justifiably say this is not a healthy couple. But here's the weird thing. They're absolutely perfect for each other.
Yeah.
And as the show goes on, we realize like how aligned they are in parenting goals, financial goals, life goals, how they interact, the chemistry that they have. Like this is a couple that if they were in my office, I'd be like, yeah, you're going to make it, but I would like for you to be as not miserable as possible.
You're going to make it, but it's going to suck.
But it's going to be really hard unless you can develop some more maturity, some more accountability, some more forgiveness and fairness. Like when Dwight, she wants him to take care of her cat and the cat is sick. So because he's a farmer, he kills the cat.
You didn't kill her.
I sang her favorite songs.
Number 2, a lot of people would put them at number 1. Jim and Pam.
You're going to put them at 2?
I'm putting them at number 2 for a couple of reasons. The first thing is I do love their first kiss for the show, but I don't love it for real life.
Right.
And then the second thing is they are so happy together and they enjoy each other so much that when there are problems, they don't talk about them.
They fail to do the work.
Jim and Pam have been having marriage problems. They went to couples counseling and it didn't go well. And they're both feeling very bleak.
You know, this was really weird, and it was really hard. But I think we're making progress. So I'm really sorry that I have to go, but let's keep at this. Okay?
Okay.
Just that energy of wanting to connect, but both being so hurt, like... distance where there was once closeness. Like I can understand why people didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But as a couples therapist, I love this because I'm like, this is the work. And I could have picked any number of fun Jim and Pam moments for the show to highlight here, but I wanted to watch this one.
Jim!
Thanks.
All right, have a good trip.
Bye.
Bye.
She's too hurt to risk it.
Love suffers long and is kind. It is not proud. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails. And now these 3 remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
And they're not number one?
They're number one for most beautiful scene in the history of television. And I know that's slightly hyperbolic, but only slightly.
Yeah, that sounds like me saying something.
They're not number one because we're going least healthy to most healthy. And they arrive at a very beautiful place, but there's just been like some major bumps along the way.
Sure.
But honestly, as a couples therapist, like I think that's beautiful and raw and real and fantastic. My number one is Michael and Holly.
Okay.
Just proof positive that there's someone for everyone. And she was assembling her chair, and they had their first real conversation and quoted Yoda together.
Yep. Badly.
Badly, yeah.
This is where I fell in love with you. And this is where I ask you to marry me. It started with
I love that they both go down on their knees, too. It's such a derpy thing.
Well, because they were on their knees when they had the first...
Yeah, I know.
Holly Flack, marrying me will you be?
Sounds more like Kermit.
Yep.
Your wife becoming me will I.
They're both so dumb.
I know, but that's my point.
Every jar has a lid, huh?
Yeah, every jar has a lid. There's this great episode where it's the PDA episode where they're just all over each other and driving people crazy, and Holly says,
"Everything he does is sexy. The man exudes sex."
Which he doesn't to anybody else, but the fact that she says that and she means it.
She 100% means it.
Yes.
To her, this is the sexiest thing that's ever happened.
So every jar has a lid. They're so perfect for each other, but also we don't know as much about Holly. We know some of her past relationships. We know Michael's had some real dumpster fire relationships.
For sure.
And along the way, he's exhibited a lot of unhealthy traits, had a lot of things to work through, a lot of dishonesty, a lot of insecurity. But by the time he meets her, I love that Michael evolves and matures and grows over the series.
Yes.
He's always still Michael. But there's a great bit like on his last episode, Steve Carell's last episode, when he and Holly, they're going off together. Something happens in a staff meeting that he would normally get very hurt and offended and defensive about. And he takes a step into it, and Holly's influence makes him realize, oh, this really isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And we see Michael accept influence from her and act in a mature way that is somehow, that should be completely out of character, but it's not.
It's not.
This is a perfect example of growing into a better version of yourself with and because of somebody, but not changing who you are.
Correct.
To make them happy. Like Michael with Jan was constantly trying to be a different person to satisfy her and please her. And then she was constantly critical of it's not working and it's not what I want.
Yeah.
With Holly, she wants Michael.
Yep.
Exactly as he is and exactly who he is and vice versa. And then they just influence each other to be better, but they're still the same people. And that's why they are my favorite couple and I think the most healthy on The Office.
Would you rate that couple threat level midnight?
Threat level what? Midnight!
Scarn, Michael Scarn.
So let us know in the comments below if you think John got it right, if you think he got it wrong. How can we not have Jim and Pam at the top? Sound off.
Or something else. How would you rank these couples?
Also, are there any other things that you would like us to cover from The Office? I think we're going to do sort of an Office deep dive. Tell us. Do we want a hero psychology for Jim? Do we want a villain therapy for Dwight?
Yeah.
Is he the villain?
Or the reverse.
Or the reverse.
There's some hot takes that Jim is the villain on The Office, and honestly, there's
Might
evidence.
not be wrong.
Yeah.
Might not be wrong. So until next time.
I knew exactly what to do, but in a much more real sense, I also had no idea what to do.
Sorry I annoyed you with my friendship.
And
watch
The Office.
The Office.
Yeah, there you go.
We want to thank our patrons for supporting the show and getting awesome things like an extended director's cut of this episode and all of our episodes with no ads in them.
Yay.
People like
Ryan Carey,
Chuggle,
which sounds like the most terrifying clown there is.
Chuggle the Clown.
Olga Makarova.
Oh no! Imogen Hayden.
And Jorge Franco.
Chuggle the Clown.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Like kids like Chuggle.
That's terrifying. Pam, thank you, ma'am.